Whether you feel never, seldom, sometimes, I don't know, often, very often, or always. You get the flow if. And I get the flow if the time does not matter to me. When I'm delivering the presentation, the time does not matter to me always. So I put 6, then the pleasure continues uninterrupted during the action. 6, always. The action itself is more interesting than the result. Of course, this is the audience part here, so the result is a bit, does matter to me. So not always, but very often. You can repeat it very often and you never get bored, even if this is the same presentation, anytime it is different one, okay? The difficulty of an action increases proportionally to the skills. Very often, you can initiate this action yourself, yes. Other people's opinions do not matter to me. No, not so much, often in this very situation. Okay? You like yourself more than usual. It might be a little bit selfish, but always.
I come first.
Resistance of the matter of people motivates you even more. This is the situation, just give me the example that just the computer breaks down, or the people are not showing up, okay? or something like this. Of course, because it requires the audience, it is very often, but when I see the resistance, I'm not very discouraged from this. And you will be doing it even after your 70s, hopefully. Okay, and the total is 55, and it presents me somewhere here. This is the flow line, okay? And I'm just here. So you can measure at least one. Just find the situation from your daily work. If you can. Okay, and to sum up, I compared to, three quotations from the very successful people from the book Good Business, written by Mr. Csikszentmihalyi. And this is very much close to flow, because the author of this book was, during his research, he was interviewing people, and mostly the CEOs or the founders of huge companies, and they described this thing, the feeling very good on the position that they had, and because they had, inner mission and something like that. And I just chose randomly, not very randomly, but I just chose a free quotation of them. And the first is from Norman Augustin, former CEO of Lockheed Martin. I have always wanted to be successful. My definition of being successful is contributing something to the world and being happy while doing it. You have to enjoy what you are doing. You won't be very good if you don't. And secondly, you have to feel that what you are doing, contributing something worthwhile. If either of these ingredients is absent, there is probably some lack of meaning in your work. Okay, next one. Anita Roddick, founder of The Body Shop. I pretty much like that one. Look for your passion. What makes you excited? What turns you on? Go towards companies that you really like and admire. What do you admire about them? I don't know.
That's right.
Spend if you can an internship there, or just knock on the door and say, hey, can I work here for a cheap? Find an organization that moves your spirit if you can. Work alongside them and have fun. There's so much fun to be had. When you spend 95% of your life in a work environment, it can't be door. I like that one because of this, and I heard some smile from the audience. Spend if you can an internship there, or just knock on the door and say, hey, can I work here for a cheap? This is this is the interview. It was 7 years ago. She's not alive any longer. And this requires also getting outside of your comfort zone. Just knock on the door of the company, but don't feel that, please don't, that this is very old-fashioned. Okay, next one. And Jack Greenberg of McDonald's. I think that, this is a very strong one. I think if you don't grow, you shrink. It's not like you can keep the status quo. I don't think it's possible in business. So our founder used to say, if you're green, you are growing, and if you are ripe, you are rot. You need growth to stimulate people to keep an interest in the business, to keep them energized, and to build an organization that provides opportunities, of course, and blah blah blah, makes profit at the very end. I like this sentence because this is actually the flow thing. When you are green, so you are growing, and you are challenging yourself, and the skills are developing at the very same time. If you are ripe, you rot. This is the situation where you are either in the boredom, the boredom zone, or
Not growing anymore.
or whatever else. Okay. And to sum up, all too often, job fails to provide clear goals, adequate feedback, and a balance of challenge and skills, a sense of control, and the flexible use of time. So find a place when you can function at 100%, where your values and skills will have a chance to be fully expressed. In other words, an environment with a soul, where work can be flow. And I think there's nothing to add in this. And when talking about the values, because at the summary there was a word, Marcin, could you go one step back? About the values. We didn't mention about the values in flow, but the second presentation, the second method, the second tool is about combining values, pleasure, and aptitudes together. This is the method by Tal Ben-Shahar. He was also looking for happiness in life. So move forward. What is sense? What is meaningful to me? What I'm aiming at? What is valuable for me? What are my values? What is worth my effort? What is reasonable? So basically the values. Pleasure, what makes me feel happy? And aptitudes, what I'm good at, what are my skills? Yeah, the skills basically. Okay, and let me give you the example. This is the example of the person, and this method, I need to add it, is rather for the people who are looking for a job for the first time, or they want to change the job outside the company, because okay, we can, if you just go 2 steps back, 3, yeah, another one. Okay, this is if we can, close this up in yet another circle and call the circle business, or your company that you are already working at. Okay, it may be good, but this is self-explanatory that together your aptitudes, pleasure, sense, and you know what is your career path in your company. So this is not very innovative, I would rather say. So yeah, you can also do this. So just give the frame of the business in here, and you will be closed in the very company that you are working for right now. Okay, so give me the example. Okay, this is the person who for who the values are solving out problems, writing, spending time with children, some political activity and music, pleasure, sailing, cooking, reading, music, playing with children, and aptitude, sense of humor, enthusiasm, good rapport with children again, and solving out the problems. And you probably already see what is overlapping here, so some spending time with children, solving out problems, and how to combine this way around. So whenever something overlaps, you just put it in here. What do you have in common? And in this very middle, you should probably find your dream job. This is only the tool, you can try it. So, okay, everybody? In this very middle may appear the things, like kids, but, well, what to do with kids? So, this is, the tool itself, it's not enough, because you need a coach to ask the proper questions, to tailor this somehow, to find out what is the real job, what is the profession that you want to to have. And in this very middle may not appear nothing because of two things. Either the person is not coherent. It means that, just let me give the example, that that there is a man and the sense and one of his values is his family. And the great pleasure gives him cheating on his wife. And this is contradictory. And here, this is the coach's actually job to make this coherent. Okay, man, either this or that.
Why man, not
Okay,
woman?
why not both? Okay, both is okay. Okay, so it's up to actually, but I will tell you about that later as well. And here may not appear nothing for yet another reason. Very often here appears your own business, and it requires from people getting out of your comfort zone. And people are, oh God, I don't see nothing here. Okay, and my job as a coach is to, reflect the reality and confront him with this. Hey, you really see nothing in here. This is your own company, combining your sales, pleasure, and aptitudes. But people are not sometimes, ready for that. So that are two reasons why nothing appears in the very middle that I know. But of course, this is only the tool. I wanted to present you the tool because the business likes something measurable. But coaching is very necessary. I would rather say that I use this, like 10% or 5%. Coaching itself, everything what I can do. Sorry, all these things I can do with posing proper questions, nothing else. So I don't need the tools, just to ask questions. Yeah.
Bullet point here, actually, one of our lovely team members, actually, she said she cannot answer the questions on her own. She needs to talk. So basically, when you hand out questions and you have to actually have someone to solve this and answer, maybe there's a confusion, misunderstanding, something that basically a one-on-one session is better because you can help the person, right? We do need help, yeah? And sometimes people are not really honest. I mean, they don't dare to be honest, or they say some like the ideal things, but basically it's not the honest, real feeling what they have inside. So, or they have a different kind of vision about themselves, but it's not the truth, it's not the real feeling what they have, and therefore they cannot name the right pleasure, right sense, right attitudes, basically, and so therefore they cannot find the right job.
I would even add that the people are full of convictions, of beliefs. So, because, the good thing is that I love my family, but I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is politically correct, or this is good seen by the society, but I don't. And I'm not forcing a coachee to, okay, you need to love your wife or something, or your kids. So.
And what you're actually saying, and what I was actually stating before, to challenge your partner. So as a coach, you have a chance to actually say, you really feel that way? You can just double check, asking maybe, because then the person is like, well, you know what, since you're asking, maybe not, you're right. Okay, let's think, and then the truth will come out. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah,
So
I know what
this
you
is
mean.
like a little tricky.
I know what you mean, but never a closed question. Are you? No.
Okay, well, there's a different technique,
Yeah.
but
So the
just,
coach
you get what I'm
himself
saying.
must recognize. No, this is actually not the way I'm thinking. What I'm really thinking. So no, because this is suggestive. This is suggestive.
Sure,
what you said.
sure.
Okay, this is in the very in the very hard case when your coach does not see nothing, a coachee does not see nothing, and you need to confront him. Hey, you. Are we talking about
No,
the same
basically I was
thing?
just pointing at that to find the middle, find the real answer, we need help, or people do need help.